Hello, guys. Welcome to our channel. You are watching Let Their Voices Be Heard, a YouTube guest speaker program that talks about the diverse issues faced by young people in the society. And today we are on promoting gender equality, reducing violence against girls, and risky sexual behavior among young people. And today I have two amazing young people with me. I have Lexi. Lexi, you're welcome. And I have Nora. Nora, you're very much welcome. And you're looking so amazing. All right, guys. So without any further ado, let us get to what brought us to this video today. We are here to talk about promoting gender equality and reducing risky sexual behavior among young people, and also reducing violence against girls in the society. So I'm going to start with the gentleman with me here, Lexi. So, what is gender equality all about, and why is it essential to promote it in Cameroon?
All right. Gender equality simply refers to a concept in which equal rights, equal opportunities, and equal treatments are given to individuals regardless of their gender.
Okay.
It involves recognizing the fact that there are differences that exist between men and women and looking for solutions to remedy to those differences.
Mhm.
All right. It is very important it's essential to know about to promote gender equality in our society for several reasons. First of all, let me go to the economic reason.
Okay.
The very first economic reason is having women in the workforce to increase the GDP of the country. That
Okay.
is increasing the profit made nationwide as a country.
Mhm.
It will reduce poverty as men and women have equal opportunities. They can both provide for the family, thereby reducing the load of men face in providing, and also improving the well-being of the whole family as both the man and the woman can provide for the family.
Okay.
Another reason why gender equality should be promoted would be that having both men and women in the workforce will lead to a diversified notion of different concepts, which will also increase the productivity
Okay.
of the nation as a whole.
Mm.
Also, we have some social benefits of gender equality, such as health. Having women in the health centers can reduce maternal and child mortality rates
Okay.
because a woman will know better how rather her fellow woman will feel than a man.
So you think that we should bring more and more women because of that?
I think it is important to have more women in the working force because they will feel the pain of their sister more than the man will feel that pain.
Okay.
It is
Anyway, so we are saying that there are more right now. We have more men in the workspaces, right, at the level of the hospital. So bringing in more women is going to solve this problem that we are talking about.
yes,
All right.
equally more women should having gender equality will lead to more women going to school,
Yeah.
which will increase their opportunities out there in life. Having more women, because it is known to us today that most women are not involved in STEM projects. That
Mm,
is
yeah.
anything that has to do with
Engineering, science, and so on.
women are always ignored on those. So have gender equality will bring on the concept of bringing more women into those STEM activities, which will increase their opportunities out there. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Lexi. I'm still with you. So now, what are some of those strategies that you think we can put in place, implement in Cameroon to promote gender equality? What can the government do? What can we, as
All right.
individuals, do to promote gender equality in Cameroon?
The very first thing I would like to first of all thank the government because it was not involved in the years before having gender equality in our school curriculum.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that we had before, but I started seeing it coming more and more. So one of the very first things I would like to talk about to improve gender equality is to implement this gender equality into our curriculums nationwide because it's not everywhere that we hear about
Gender
gender
equality
equality
in
being taught.
school.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
somewhere like the north, I don't think that they talk very much about it. Equally, as we always say, charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Um, Parents should be sensitized more about these differences that they place between their children.
Mm-hmm.
Like example, you come into a household, you see the girl always in the kitchen while the boys are in the
In the
parlor
parlor
resting,
watching football,
which is not correct. This
Yeah.
this can easily lead to the girls being stigmatized, being traumatized about having their brothers. They feel like they're not loved, or maybe they love their brothers more than they love them.
Yeah, they make them actually subordinate because
Yeah,
when you give gender roles, you say this is for a girl and it's for a boy, and sometimes the girls are like, oh, it means we are subordinate to the boys, we are under the boys, right?
yeah. So that is one thing. We should sensitize our parents. We should do it in our communities, and it will go a long way to reduce gender inequality in Cameroon.
Okay.
Equally, if we have more women in this political in the government,
Mm.
like I would like to thank our minister, Madam Nalova Lyonga, because she brought out a law which said if a girl is pregnant, she will continue going to school, which was not like that before.
Yeah.
Because you cannot stop a girl from going to school because she's pregnant, while the person that gave that brought on the
Impregnated her,
impregnating
she's in
her is
school.
still going to school.
So,
So having more women like Nalova Lyonga in position of power will lead to increased gender equality in
quality,
our
yeah,
society.
of course.
So that's one to say, just to say that more women in the place of power will reduce gender inequality. Another way in which we could reduce gender equality would be to stop these traditional practices,
Yeah, harmful traditional practices.
traditional practices
Yeah.
worldwide,
Hmm.
not worldwide, nationwide.
Hmm.
Like for example, in the north, you still hear of girls being mutilated,
Yeah, female genital
female
mutilation.
genital mutilation. This leads to girls being and they feel they're complex in the society.
Yeah.
So the complex starts even from themselves before men come and reduce them again.
Hmm.
So if we can talk to our community rulers, stop these harmful traditional
Traditional
practices,
practices,
this
even
will
early
go,
marriage. Even
yeah,
early marriage is a big problem too, still in the north. That needs to be stopped.
this will go a long way to stop gender inequality.
Equality. Okay.
Equally, in our job places, policies could be placed in which men and women have equal rights for the tasks that they perform.
Hmm.
Because it is common nowadays for men and women to do the same task, but the man is paid more
More
than the
money.
woman,
Yeah.
which is not correct. So this policy should be put in place both at the government should they should enact laws are put in place, but they should implement, they should
And
improve,
be
they should
reinforced
reinforce those laws to make sure that both men and women have their rights
at
respected.
workplace. All right. Thank you so much, Lexi. You were just going to help me. I hand over the mic to Laura. Laura, Laura. So ladies and gentlemen, we are still talking about promoting gender equality and reducing risky sexual behavior among young people. So I'm going to turn to you, Laura. Now, let's talk about what are some of those risky sexual behavior practice among young people, and what are the causes? Why do young people practice this risky sexual behavior in the society?
Okay. Risky sexual behaviors are sexual activities that increase the rate of sexually transmittable infections and
Okay.
unintended pregnancy.
Mhm.
Some of these risky sexual behaviors, multiple sexual partners, we have unprotected sex, we have transactional sex, and also we have sex without consent.
Mm.
So some of the causes of the above mentioned risky sexual behaviors, we have lack of education.
Okay.
In our country today, comprehensive sexuality education is not being implemented in schools.
Mm.
Most adolescents get to involve in risky sexual behaviors without knowledge.
Yeah.
They have lack of knowledge. They engage in these risky sexual behaviors without knowing the consequences that is going to befall them. Yeah. We also have peer pressure. This should be
Common.
one of the most,
That's rampant among young
yeah,
people. Yeah.
because nowadays most adolescents tend to feel pressurized by their friends.
Mm.
Because you go to schools, you see young people want to belong to a particular set of people, and
Mm.
they say in order to belong here, you need to must have engaged into sexual activity.
You must have
Now,
like two
yeah,
boyfriends,
two
two to three
boyfriends. You
boyfriends.
must have had sex with at least one of them.
Mhm.
You're a
And
virgin. You cannot engage with
you cannot
us.
belong.
Yeah. So you find themselves now engaging into these sexual activities to feel belonged.
Mm.
And also, the media contributes a lot to these risky sexual behaviors. You find most adolescents watching pornography, and at the end, they tend to implement what they have watched. Because we watched this, we saw them doing that, they also want to do what they saw the others doing,
Okay.
which is which is going to have a very bad influence in their life.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you so much, Laura. So we are still on risky sexual behavior, which is a very important topic that we still need to address it. We need to advocate. We need to raise more awareness on those issues, the risky sexual behavior practiced by young people. Now, what are the consequences? Because when these people, young people, are able to know the consequences, I believe they'll be able to make the right choices to avoid these consequences. So, what are some of the consequences of this risky sexual behavior?
Okay, the very first consequence of risky sexual behavior is that it's going to impact our health
Hmm.
negatively. When young people engage into unprotected sex without the use of contraceptives and the use of condom, it tends to lead to an increase in the rate of STIs, that is sexually transmittable infections. And also, engaging into unprotected sex is going to lead to unintended pregnancy.
Okay.
I would say 40% the pregnant young girls we find today, or pregnant women in general, are unintended.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just happens without their consent, and it's going to lead to abortion, thereby leading to infertility in the nearest future,
Hmm.
and definitely lead to death, since abortion is not legalized in our
Cameroon,
country.
of course.
Like, sexual reproductive health services are not being provided for young people in our country.
Hmm.
You find most adolescents, when they even go to get, the few that have the knowledge of contraceptives and the use of condom, when they go to get these contraceptives, they are being stigmatized.
At the level of the hospital,
Yes,
right?
at the level
Yes.
of the hospital, making them not to go in for that again. They prefer to just do to have sex unprotected than being stigmatized.
Being judged.
Yeah, by
Yeah,
being
and the
judged.
services are not
Actually,
even available.
yeah,
Things, the services are not even available.
you
So,
go to the hospital to get gonna be like, you started engaging to sexual activity at this your age, you feel stigmatized, and you just prefer going back home rather than getting these contraceptives.
all right. All right. So thank you so much. You were listening to Nora, who is talking about the risky sexual behavior practiced by young people and some of their consequences and causes. Now, let's talk about some of the recommendations. What can we recommend to reduce risky sexual behavior among young people? I will start with you, Nora. What do you think we can recommend to the government? We can recommend to the young people themselves who are watching us, the parents, to reduce risky sexual behavior among young people?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Like I earlier mentioned, one of the causes of risky sexual behavior was lack of education.
Okay.
So I would recommend the government to put a comprehensive sexuality education into our school curriculum, because I believe that if adolescents are well equipped, if they have the knowledge about sex education, most of them will not find themselves engaging into these risky sexual
Of
behaviors.
course,
Yes, because they are going to be well informed to make. They're going to be informed
to make the right
to make right
decisions.
decisions, actually.
Okay.
And open communication, because if we realize in our homes, parents will hardly discuss about sex education to their children.
Has your mother ever discussed about sex education with you?
No.
Never?
No, not really.
Okay.
And it's kind of a taboo, because if she even gets to say maybe condom, like, how do you know that?
At this your age, you don't know about condom.
Yes, to
I'm
be
just
like,
kidding.
you're not supposed to.
So
You get,
yeah, of
yes,
course I understand. I'm just kidding.
actually. So I'll suggest for parents to practice open communication with their children. They should
Yeah.
feel free to tell them, so that they should tell their kids about the consequences of them engaging in these activities,
Mhm.
because they think their kids don't know where they are exposed to social media, to TV, what they watch. But if their parents had told them that, okay, please, if you engage into unprotected sex, you're going to get pregnant. If you go to do an abortion, you're going to die. It's going to reduce the rate of abortion.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. And for the government, I would also suggest the government to provide sexual reproductive health services for youth.
Yeah.
That is free counseling. Let youths be counseled about the disadvantages, about the consequences of them engaging into these risky behaviors. Because I believe if a health personnel counsels adolescents, they're going to listen more, because they know that these people are well equipped to pass that information. And it's also going to reduce the rate of stigmatization, making youths to feel free to go get contraceptive and condoms.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nora. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Lexi, I would like to hear from you as well. You are a young person. We sit here and we're talking about the risky sexual behavior practiced by young people. What are your own recommendations? What can you tell the government? What can we do? What can the government do to reduce the risky sexual behavior among young people?
All right. The very first thing I want to say is that the government has put in place some laws that
Yeah.
ban some harmful drugs, some hard drugs,
Mm-hmm.
from our society.
Yeah.
But these laws are not implemented.
Or yeah,
They are not
reinforced.
implemented. The law should be reinforced. Like it was a law sometime, or there is a law that bans the use of shisha in our
Shisha,
society.
that's so much use among young people
In
in
our
bars.
society, but we still see it in our local communities, in our bars, in our nightclubs, which is not correct. So what I want to say is that the government should reinforce these laws put in place to stop the consumption of hard drugs, because we all know what can lead, what the consequences of hard drugs in our society. Because when they consume these things, they don't have their total minds again. They involve themselves in some activities that can even lead to death, not even only about risky behavior, sexual behavior, they can lead
Yeah.
to them dying. So what I want to tell the government is that they should reinforce their laws that are put in place to stop the consumption of these hard drugs.
All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard from the young people themselves who are here to advocate for the promotion of gender equality and to reduce risky sexual behavior among young people. Just a recap, some of the recommendations that they have made to the government and even to parents and the young people themselves watching are that sexual reproductive health services should be provided for young people. And, they should create programs where young people can have these services. We are talking about free counseling, free contraceptives. This will help them to use these services, and this will help to reduce, the consequences of this risky sexual behavior. And also, they are equally calling on the government as far as the usage of drugs in Cameroon is concerned, because this is so rampant among young people. When you go to local bars, to nightclubs, you see every young person between the age of 10, 11, 12, 15, 20, and above, they are all consuming shisha. So they are calling on the government to ban the usage of these drugs in the society, because this is one of the influence. This is one of the key factors that influences the behavior of young people as far as risky sexual behavior is concerned. And also another key factor is the promotion of comprehensive sexuality education in our society, because when CSA is being promoted, young people will be informed and they will be able to make informed decisions as far as their sexual reproductive health right is concerned. I think this is just a recap of what the young people were here to talk about. We are promoting gender equality and we are reducing risky sexual behavior among young people. I want to say a very big thank you to the young people who came to grace our platform today. Lexi, you're welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Nora, thank you so much for honoring this invitation. All right, until then, we are going to say this is the end of our program. I remain your girl, the presenter, Egbe, and we see you in the next video. Remember, we do not have the monopoly of knowledge. Please contribute to this conversation by leaving a comment on the comment section. Until then, we say goodbye. We love you. Ciao. Okay.